The French, they're not happy.
Who's not happy?
You're fascinating.
And you haven't even seen the riddle tattooed on my ass.
Let's go out there, YouTube land, and also streaming lands. Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a new movie review of a new film that just came out last week, and is a mystery thriller kind of dark comedy mixture from the one and only and crazy makers of the great movie Fargo. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms, just X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, Patreon. Pretty much post all these regularly, so definitely check them out. As always, people, also, I am a new affiliate of SWA Sabers, so definitely check out that link in my description and check out those awesome, realistic made lightsabers. Check them out. As always, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all new video. So like I said before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out last week, and is a mystery thriller dark comedy type of situation in a film called Honey Don't. Yeah, Honey Don't. Yeah. So Honey Don't is a new film from one of the creators or one of the directors of the great film Fargo, and several other films by those gentlemen. And Honey Don't is one of those films that you're kind of like, I'm not sure, it looks kind of interesting, but at the same time, I'm not sure what it's going to be. And, you know, going in, I was very optimistic about the film, and I ended up coming out of it going, hey, that wasn't too shabby. It wasn't too bad. It was an interesting film. It had a great concept. It kept you guessing through the entire film, and I really appreciated that. I liked that it didn't just give it away, like who is the bad guy, what's really going on, and all this kind of stuff. And it was nice to see something that was a very original and something a little different that, you know, took on a whole new life and purpose and gave us this very interesting kind of murder mystery type of deal with some dark comedy in it. And I thought it had a, you know, fantastic cast. I thought it was, you know, very interesting. Definitely very, you know, high-end adult film. And definitely something, you know, if you don't mind a lot of nudity, this is a movie for you. Now, this film, like I said, was directed by one of the people that was a co-director of the great film Fargo. And is a film that, you know, I think really shines his aesthetic of his directing. And that, of course, is the director known as Mr. Ethan Coen. Oh, yeah, Ethan Coen, woo, Ethan Coen, yeah! So Ethan Coen, who is half of the dynamic Coen brothers, who has directed a whole bunch of great films over the years, you know, from Fargo, Blood Simple, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, etc., and stuff like that. And they have done all kinds of different things, and they are just really fantastic, you know, directors. And, you know, Ethan Coen has gone on to do quite a few solo projects in the recent few years, you know, not with his brother. And I think that, you know, his kind of style is a little different than your normal Ethan, you know, Coen brothers type of film. And he definitely has gone into an interesting direction that I feel is very, you know, different from what they usually do when he does stuff with his brother. And, you know, Ethan Coen is one of those directors that I think has a really great eye for directing. I think, you know, he has directed several great films over the years. And his solo projects are definitely very interesting at the same time as they're very different than what you would get from a regular Coen Brothers film. And, you know, I think that overall he did a decent job with this film. I think he did a, you know, gave us a really kind of good murder mystery type of deal with dark comedy. And definitely made it very interesting and crazy and way out there. And definitely gave us this interesting story that, like I said, you're guessing to the end to figure it all out, which I think was really well done. Now, Ian has done, like I said, a whole bunch of films over the years, but one that I really enjoyed that he did with his brother that's a really great remake, and I think just an outstanding film, is a film that came out in 2010 called True Grit. Yeah, True Grit. Yeah, this is absolutely a fantastic remake with Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Haley Steinfeld. I mean, this movie was absolutely phenomenal. And I think that Ethan and his brother directed it so beautifully, gave a great homage to the original with, John Wayne. And I think it's just overall a really fantastically done Western film. The action is fantastic, the writing's well done, the acting by everyone is amazing. And just overall, I thought it was a really great homage to that original film that, pretty much stuck to the same storyline, but gave it a few nuances, brought in a little more action, and different things, and gave it some really interesting, things to kind of spruce it up for that time period. And I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really well constructed, and I think Ethan did such a great job co-directing that, and giving us a really solid Western film that was really ahead of its time in 2010, and just a really fantastic remake. If you haven't seen anything, Ethan Coen has directed, definitely check out True Grit. He did a really fantastic job with it. But I think he did a really decent job with Honey Don't. I think he made a very fun film that was entertaining, and it had a lot of great, interesting things, and a great story, and it was really well written. And I think overall it's a very entertaining film. And I think that he did a good job. If you haven't seen anything Ethan Coen has directed, definitely go check out Honey Don't in theaters now. He did a pretty decent job. So this movie has a really decent cast. I think everyone in it did a really decent job. They all played their parts very well. And I think overall all of them did a good job of working off each other and giving us really interesting characters that, were truly entertaining and very enjoyable. Now to start us off is kind of the main person herself, Miss Honey herself, Mrs. Margaret Qualley. Oh yeah, Margaret Qualley, woo, Margaret Qualley, yeah! So Margaret Qualley, you might recognize as, of course, the daughter of the great and gorgeous and beautiful Annie McDowell. And, she is really, Margaret has really made a name for herself, from her mom and stuff like that. It's been in a whole bunch of movies over the last, I would say, 10 years. And has done, a lot of crazy films. And, Honey Don't is one of those films that I think that she did that is just, once again, adding to her repertoire of, films she's done, and just really showing kind of her talent and kind of her interesting takes on films. And her character in this film was kind of interesting because it was definitely, she was trying to play it kind of like she was Humphrey Bogart a little bit. And I think that's kind of funny. And at the same time, I think that, she thinks she was like Humphrey Bogart level or like Cary Grant level or something like that. And she's an okay actress. She does a decent job, but I don't think she's any high level kind of like Academy Award winning type performances. But how she talked in the film was kind of funny, I found. And it was very kind of like, I'm a private eye type of deal. Maybe a little Mae West too, a little bit in there. And I thought that was kind of funny, even though it was supposed to be present day. And but I still think that she did an okay job. I don't think it was a horrible performance. And, she's definitely an attractive woman. And she had a lot of crazy scenes in the film that you were just kind of like, okay, more and more of that, all right. And I think overall she did an okay job that was, interesting, entertaining most definitely, and overall I think okay. Now, if you haven't seen Margaret Qualley thing, definitely a movie I, enjoyed her small role in and thought that she did a decent job. Was a great film that came out a few years ago that stars Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling called The Nice Guys. Yeah! The Nice Guys. Yeah! So The Nice Guys is a great film. Absolutely love it. Directed by Shane Black. And Margaret Qualley plays a small part in the film that is really a good part of the story. And she does a pretty decent job playing this character. She played kind of a, young girl that is mixed up in things and trying to escape and all this kind of stuff. And she did a decent job with that, I thought. And it really kind of shined her acting chops a little bit. And it felt like a, more of a realistic role to her own self, I felt. And I thought that was, done well. And I thought that she did a really good job there. And I really appreciated that, role and how she really played it out very authentically, I felt. And I think that she did a decent job with that and gave us a really well done performance that I thought was very entertaining, but also was really great to the film itself. If you haven't seen Margaret Qualley, definitely check out The Nice Guys. I thought she did a really fantastic job. But overall, she was decent in Honey Don't. I thought she was decent lead character. And overall, I think that she did a decent job. If you haven't seen Margaret Qualley definitely check out Honey Don't. See for yourself. What do you think of her performance? So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that, of course, is the love interest of Margaret Qualley in the film, Miss Aubrey Plaza. Oh yeah, Aubrey Plaza. Woo, Aubrey Plaza. Yeah. So Aubrey Plaza, you might recognize from Parks and Rec. You might recognize her from a slew of other things over the years. And she is a decent, fun actress. I've always enjoyed her. I think she does a great job. I think she plays really great eccentric characters, and she is just one of those character actresses that does a really good job at no matter what she's in, and you always just enjoy her. And I really have always enjoyed her since seeing her in Parks and Rec, and then she of course did Legion, and she's done several other things over the years. And I always just really enjoy what she brings to her characters, and I think she did that in this film. She plays a really great character that is on point, Aubrey Plaza, and overall I think that she just does the character really well and plays the character very well, too. And I just really enjoy what she brought to the character, and that it was very Aubrey Plaza. And especially kind of her culmination towards the end of the film, it gets even crazier Aubrey Plaza, and it's just so fun and entertaining, and just really shines her great talents as a dark comedian. And at the same time, she can do a little bit of serious, but majority of the time she's always pretty much comedy, and she just does that so well. And that really, I thought, worked well between her and Margaret Qualley. They really worked well together and meshed very well together. Now, if you haven't seen anything Miss Aubrey Plaza has been in, a great film to check her out in is a film that came out a few years ago that is a really great kind of like teen comedy type of film, and that is called The To-Do List. Yeah, The To-Do List. Yeah. So this film was absolutely hilarious and fun. She plays basically this high schooler that's getting out of high school and going to be going off to college, and decides to get all the things she hasn't done over her high school career done in the weeks leading up to when she starts college. And so she, all these different things that she's trying to do and that she didn't do because she was like a bookworm through a high school, is super hilarious and fun. And she just plays the characters so well, and all the other people that are involved with the film are just all work so well together and give us this really great kind of comedy film that it just cracks you up and really works out well. And Aubrey just plays the character to the T, and it's just so much fun. If you haven't seen Aubrey Plaza or anything, definitely check out on the To-Do List. She was really phenomenal in it. But overall, I thought she was really fantastic in Honey Don't. I thought she was probably one of my favorite characters in the film, and I think she just did such a great job. If you haven't seen Aubrey Plaza recently in anything, go check her out in Honey Don't. She did a really great job. That brings me to the final actor I'd like to talk about that was in this movie. And that, of course, is the great, enigmatic Mr. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Mr. Charlie Day! Oh yeah, Charlie Day! Woo! Charlie Day! Yeah! So I absolutely love Charlie Day. He is fantastic. He's fun. He has been in so many great things over the years, and just is an awesome comedian and actor. And I always enjoy Charlie in anything he ever does, because he just plays the characters always so amazing. Especially his most current run in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was on point perfection, and he is just freaking hilarious. And anything he does, he's just always so much fun. And he really brought a great funness to his character in Honey Don't. He was absolutely hilarious, on point, super funny, really enjoyable, and just all around a really great addition to that film. His relationship between him and Margaret Qualley's character Honey is absolutely hilarious. Him trying to always ask her out is super funny, and he does his great Charlie thing, just like, ha ha, yeah, right, that you always say that type of deal, is absolutely hilarious, and just like Charlie from It's Always Sunny. And he just plays his characters always so freaking funny. And even though it's so similar to his Charlie character from It's Sunny, it still is on point perfection and fun, and always super entertaining. I just absolutely love Charlie as his characters. I think he does such a great job with them, and he did that with Honey Don't. And he was probably my all-time favorite character in this film, and he just really rocked it out and gave us a really great performance that was super fun. Now, if you haven't seen Charlie in anything, definitely a great film to check him out in, and he has a pretty substantial role in it. It's a great film that came out in 2013 called Pacific Rim. Yeah! Pacific Rim. I don't think this movie gets enough talk about him starring in it, because he plays such a great character of a scientist that is like a kaiju groupie, basically, as they call him. And he plays that character to the T, and so much fun. And I absolutely love what he brings to the character, especially what they do with him in the sequel. And I just really enjoy everything he brings to that character, and how he plays kind of like this. He's like really into kaijus, but at the same time he realizes they're really bad type of deal. and he just does a great job of portraying that character and really shining in that film. And him and his cohort there really worked well together, bringing together that characterization and being really great characters in that film. If you haven't seen Charlie Day anything, definitely check him out at Pacific Rim. He was absolutely phenomenal. But overall, he was phenomenal in Honey Don't as well. He was on point and so much fun, and just a really great addition to that film. If you haven't seen Charlie Day recently, go check him out in Honey Don't. He was absolutely phenomenal. Just want to shout out an honorable mention in this great film too as well. Absolutely loved this character too. I thought he was a perfect character in this film as well. And that of course is Mr. Chris Evans, who was absolutely fantastic as the preacher guy in this film. He cracked me the hell up. He was so good at it. It was fun seeing him as a different character than Captain America, of course. And I think that he just really played the character so well. It was like such a douche and just really fun and enjoyable. And he really brought a lot of fun to the film too as well. And he made it very entertaining. And just his whole concept throughout the whole entire film was like freaking hilarious. And just worked really well for the film. And I thought was a great addition. So I just wanted to shout him out. So what is the plot of the film Honey Don't? Well, basically the premise is there's a murder in this town, and or supposedly car crash, and Margaret Qualley's character Honey was actually hired by the dead person a day before she dies, and basically Honey's got to figure out what happened to her, why she was hired, and kind of help the town figure out what is all going on with all the crazy things that have gone in the town recently. Because as the movie progresses, there's more and more deaths, more and more kills, and crazy things going on. And Honey is basically there to try to figure things out and to fix the story, basically, and to try to figure everything out to get to the culmination of what happened to this woman that hired me, basically. And, you know, I think it's like I said, an interesting story. I thought it was done well. I thought it was entertaining and fun. Is it my most favorite movie? No, but overall I think that it was a very entertaining film that I definitely would watch again. And I think, like I said, if you're a huge fan and you don't mind nudity, this film, you know, has a lot of that in it. So just a forewarning for you people out there. But overall I think that this film is still very entertaining and interesting. And I think it has a lot of great points, it has a lot of great people in it, and overall I think it was an alright entertaining film. I give this one 8 golden movie boxes up. I thought it was a pretty decent film, enjoyed it. I don't know if I would add it to the collection, but I might eventually, but overall I think it still was a very entertaining film and definitely worth a watch. If you haven't seen Honey Don't yet, definitely go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been before, don't forget to check out any other new videos you might see mine yet. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, please check out my other stuff. I appreciate it. And as always, huge shout out to my new and old subscribers. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. But as always, if you really want to help support the channel out, please check out my Patreon page, where once you get to become a patron, you get access to all kinds of cool stuff that helps my channel out, helps the channel out, and helps it grow and get better for you guys with better and entertaining things. So definitely check that out. Help support the channel. As always, also, I'm a recent new affiliate of SWA Sabers, so definitely check out the link of that in my bio as well, and check out those awesome, amazing sabers that are realistic, just like they used in the real movies of Star Wars. So definitely check that out. As always, catch you in the next one.